Good morning everyone. Today we shall start with unit number 3 of your course. The topic that we shall discuss today is consumption function, and it basically shows the relationship between consumption expenditure and the level of income. And more specifically, it shows the relationship between consumption expenditure and disposable income. What is disposable income? Income is denoted by YD, and it is the income that is left with you after reduction of taxes. You cannot spend your entire income, because say your father earns 20,000 rupees, okay, so he cannot spend his entire 20,000 rupees upon consumption, because he needs to pay a amount of tax from that level of income. So after reducing the taxes, the leftover income, say 18,000, after reduction of taxes of 2,000, you are left with 18,000. Now you are capable, or you are free to use this 18,000 entirely. So disposable income is that 18,000, and they share these two variables, that is consumption and disposable income shares a positive relationship. If income increases or disposable income increases, your consumption expenditure also increases. If it decreases, it also decreases. So there is a positive relationship between these two variables. Now let us move to the representation of consumption function in more specific manner, or in more mathematical manner. The consumption function C is shown as A plus B YD. This is the actual format or the form of consumption function. Now what does this show? Your consumption is a sum of two terms. Now the first term is A, which is known as autonomous consumption. Now what does this A shows, or why do we call it autonomous consumption? Now this consumption is free of your level of income. Okay, that means this A level of consumption you have to consume even if your income is zero. Okay, see, for surviving or for being alive, we need to consume a minimum amount of stuff. Okay, even if our income is zero, we will consume that from our past savings, or by borrowing, or by begging. Okay, the income level of the beggars are zero. So does that mean that they are not consuming anything? No, they are consuming, but they are consuming through borrowing, okay, or by begging. So this is the amount of consumption that we do when our income is zero. Okay, so A, or autonomous consumption, is independent of your disposable income level. Okay, and then what is B? B is MPC. Now what does MPC mean? It is basically change in consumption due to change in income. B tells us if our disposable income increases by 100 units or 100 rupees, how much change will occur in consumption expenditure. We obviously know that if our income increases by 100 rupees, our consumption will also increase, but the increase in consumption will be slightly less than the increase in income, because if our income increases by 100 rupees, we won't spend our entire increased income upon additional consumption. Our consumption will also not increase. Our consumption won't increase by 100 rupees, rather it might increase by 80 or 60 rupees. Okay, so del Y will always be greater than del C, and we know that if our income increases, our consumption will also increase. This is the psychological law of consumption. The psychological law of consumption says that if the disposable income increases, the level of consumption also increases, and vice versa. However, the increase in consumption shall be less than the increase in income, because the additional income is not only consumed, but it is also saved. Income is either consumed or saved. So if your income increases, or if your income changes, your consumption level will also change, and your saving level will also change. So if we say that if our income is increasing, our consumption will also increase, and our saving will also increase. Okay, so entire increased income won't be spent upon consumption only. It will also be distributed to saving, or it will also lead to increase in the saving amount. Okay, so B shows basically how much percentage of the increased income we are consuming. If the value of B is 0.8, then it implies that if our income increases by 100 rupees, that if our del Y is 100 rupees, our del C will be 80 rupees, or we will spend the 80% of our additional income in consumption. So 80% of 100 rupees is 80 rupees. Okay, if the value of B is 0.2, then it implies that if our income increases by 100 rupees, then our del C would be 0.2 na, so it is implying 20% of 100 rupees, that is basically 20 rupees. So if the value of B is less, our change in consumption will be less. If the value of B is high, then the change in consumption will be high, depending upon the level of your income. If your income increases by 100 rupees and your B level is 0.8, it implies that you are consuming 80% of the additional income. Therefore, your del C is also 80. Okay. Similarly, in case of if your income is increasing by 100 rupees and your B level is 0.2, that means you are consuming 20% of your additional income, and your income consumption changes by 20 rupees. Okay. So B basically tells us what proportion of our additional income are we consuming, and this A amount basically shows the level of income when we are earning zero income, or that level of consumption when we are earning zero income. Okay, so you can say that if your consumption function is given as C equals to 500 plus 0.5 y, it implies that when your income level is 0 or YD is 0, your consumption is 500, because if you put YD equals to 0 over here, this term will get vanished and you will be left with only 500. So your C will be equals to 500. That means when your income level is 0, your A value is 500, and it implies that at 0 level of income you have to do a minimum consumption of 500 rupees. Similarly, if the value of YD equals to 100, if the value of YD equals to 100, then your C will be 500 plus 0.5 and 100 equals to 500 plus 50, or 0.5 into 100 will give you 50, and the answer would be 550. Okay, so in this equation it is showing that if your income increases by 100 rupees, your consumption will change by 50. See, in this case 1, your income was 0, so you were consuming 50. Now your income has increased by 100 rupees, now you are consuming 550. Okay, so with an increase in 100 rupees of income, your consumption has changed by 50 rupees. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now let us see how to represent a consumption function using a diagram. So while representing consumption function in a diagram, you will measure income YD on this side and a consumption expenditure on this side, and the consumption function will be given as this straight line, upward sloping straight line. So C equals to A plus B YD. Now you might wonder why it is positively sloping, because there is a positive relationship between consumption, expenditure and income. If your income increases, your consumption will also increase. Okay, if your income is say Y0, your consumption would be C0. If your income increases to Y1, your consumption will increase to C1. So y0 and c0 are related, and y1 and c1 are related. And here you can see that I have not started this line from point 0, rather I have started it from a positive section of the axis. Why? Because I have told you that in consumption can never be equals to 0, because if your income is 0, it doesn't mean that you won't consume, you will have to consume. So when your income is 0, you are consuming this amount. This is the level of autonomous consumption. Okay, and over here this change in income equals to change in consumption due to change in income is basically showing you the level of MPC. This triangle over here is showing you the level of MPC. Okay, so here this horizontal part shows you del y, how much the income is changing. This vertical part shows you del c, how much your consumption is changing. Okay, so this entire thing is basically change in c by change in y is equals to your b. Okay, b, or you can say MPC, or you can say del c by del y. So this basically MPC or b shows the slope of this consumption function. What does slope implies? The slope of any function tells you how much one variable changes due to change in another variable. And over here there are two variables, one is consumption expenditure and the other one is disposable income. And we are saying that if disposable income changes, the other variable also changes. Okay, so we are here telling that b is showing us the slope of the function. So b is telling us how much will c change due to change in income. Okay, so b is showing the slope of the function, or we can say it is the MPC, and a is showing the autonomous consumption, that is the consumption at zero level of income. Okay, so I would like to tell you one thing, that the value of MPC tells us whether you are a rich person or a poor person, or whether the country is a rich country or a underdeveloped country. If the value of MPC is 0.8, then it suggests that the willingness of that nation to consume is very high. Okay, because they are going to, the value of 0.8 of MPC suggests that they are going to consume 80% of the increased income. That means when their income increases by 100 rupees, they are willing to invest a huge amount or huge part of their increased income in additional consumption. This happens for an underdeveloped nation. An underdeveloped nation is not capable of fulfilling its want because of their lack of resources or lack of income. So whenever their income increases by a small fraction, their willingness to consume also increases. You can take the example of a beggar. You don't have to go for an underdeveloped nation, rather take the example of a beggar. If the income of the beggar increases by 10,000, okay, so he might use this 10,000 or the major part of the 10,000, say 8,000, in additional consumption. He will get him some clothes, he will get him some food, and it will show that his additional consumption will lead to expenditure of 8,000, and at the end of the day he would be saving only 2,000. Why he is spending so much? Because he has many unfulfilled wants. Okay, so therefore for a underdeveloped nation or for a poor person, the level of MPC is high. MPC shows the willingness to consume. Okay, so for a poor person, the willingness to consume is very high because he has many unsatisfied wants. But whereas for a rich or a developed nation or a rich person, the willingness to consume is very low. If the income of Mukesh Ambani increases by 10,000 rupees, then he might be spending only 1000 or 10,000 or 2000 from this 10,000, rest he will save, because his major wants are already fulfilled. He does not have much to consume, or his willingness to consume is not very high. So the additional income for a rich does not mean so much. Okay, so therefore he won't use that additional income in more consumption. He might consume, his consumption will increase, but not by 80% or not by 70%. Rather, his consumption might increase by only 20 or 10%. Okay, but for a rich, their willingness to consume is very high, and therefore the value of MPC for them is very high. So in this discussion, I hope you understood that the value of MPC for a rich or underdeveloped nation is low. So for a rich or developed nation, the value of MPC will be around 0.2 or 0.1. okay, and for them their consumption function will be flatter. Okay, now what does this flatter consumption function means? If their income increases, say your income is Y0, you are consuming C0. If your income increases by this amount, Y1, your consumption increases, but by a very little amount. So as I have said, for a rich, if the income increases, the additional income does not lead to a very high level of consumption. So your income has increased by a very huge amount, del Y is very high, whereas your del C is very low. So it implies that additional income has resulted in only a 20% or 10% increase in income. Okay, whereas for a poor or underdeveloped country, the value of MPC will be very high, 0.8, 0.9 or so on. Okay, so for them their MPC will be very steep, or the consumption function will be very steep, because the value of the slope is very high. MPC shows the slope of a consumption function. If the value of MPC is low, that means the slope of the consumption function is low and it will be flatter. If the value of MPC is high, then it implies that the slope of the consumption function is high and it will be a steeper consumption function. Okay, so for a poor country, you will be able to see that if income increases, the consumption increases but by a huge amount. So this is a contrary diagram to the diagram of a rich or developed nation. Here additional income leads to a very high level of additional consumption, whereas in this additional income leads to a very low level of additional consumption. Okay, so we are done with this diagrammatic explanation. Now let us deal with the limit of MPC. MPC lies between 1 and 0. It can be either 0 or 1, or it can be between these two terms. The minimum limit is 0, the maximum limit is 1. Now I have said you that MPC equals to del C by del Y. Okay, so when will this MPC's value be equals to 0? Okay, now if your del C equals to 0 means, and your del Y is something positive, means there is a change in income, but the consumption is not changing in response to that income level. So income is changing but the consumption is not changing. That means we are saving the entire increased income. We are not using the increased income in any consumption. So in that case, MPC will be 0 by del Y, and 0 divided by something is 0. So whenever you are not spending your additional income, or whenever you are saving your entire additional income and not consuming anything, then your MPC is 0, means your willingness to consume is 0. Then when if del C is equals to del y means in this case you are spending your entire additional income into additional consumption, you are not saving anything. Your income has increased by 100 rupees, okay, and your consumption has also increased by 100 rupees. So in that case MPC will be 100 by 100 equals to 1. Okay, so maximum it will be 1, minimum it will be 0. Okay, del C cannot be greater than del y ever. Okay, so therefore it cannot go up the limit of 1, because you cannot consume more than your income. Therefore your del C cannot go up, or your del C cannot be greater than your del y, rather it can be equal to del y. Okay, at best your del C, your consumption level can be equal to your income level, but your consumption cannot be more than your income level, and therefore it will be only equals to 1 and not greater than 1. Similarly, your minimum level of MPC will be 0. Okay, you can consume 0 amount at least, or 0 amount consumption means you are not consuming anything, but you cannot consume anything in negative, so it cannot fall below 0. Okay, so I hope the concept of MPC and the concept of the consumption function is clear to you. Okay.